Welcome folks to some more Shadowverse Worlds Beyond. Today we're going to be going over this sword deck. It's a little bit aggro-y, a little bit evo-y, and a little bit just rally. I've been having a lot of success with this deck on ladder, so has pretty much everybody else, which is why it's considered one of the better decks in the current meta. This deck is going to rely upon a few different big closers. You've got your Seaphon, same as last expansion, which is going to evo or super evolve depending on where your skybound's at, which is the amount of evolves you've had over the course of the game. Then you also have the new card Bunny and Baron, which just does a little bit of damage to the leader if you have your rally 20, and if you evo it, it gives you a deal 4 to 2 enemies, 1 cost spell. Other than that, we've also got Caesar, still fantastic from the last expansion. Puts a bunch of stats on the board, lets you clear at least one thing, probably 2 with the Super Evo. Just a solid value card. With the new included finisher of Erika. Of course, Erika is also Mars Conflagrant Commander. If you didn't whale and spend the money on the leader card, I had to because I loved the original Shadowverse. So let's go ahead and play some games, see how it plays out, and we'll go from there. Alrighty, let's get into game number 1 here. Looks like we're going to be against Havencraft. Most Havens have been playing the Evo, the Super Evo Haven deck, where they just get a ton of Super Evo followers and just walk over you. This deck so far has been doing pretty well into that. We're going to push back all of these. These are a little bit too high curve, because Haven, you want to kind of go under. This is a better hand, still not great, but better. But as I was saying, this Haven deck is probably going to be the Super Evo version, with the really scary turn being turn 7. Luckily, we have a really strong turn 7, turn 8, as long as we draw into our power cards. So we're not horribly worried in this matchup. It's definitely, I think, sword favored, but Haven can definitely walk over us if we don't draw what we need to draw. So we're going to start out here with just a 2-2. Nothing too crazy. Rather than holding it, we do want something on the board, especially because we're going to start flooding things. Interesting. Okay. That card screams that this is going to be Crest Haven, which I have actually played against recently on ladder once, but I thought that was a one-off. Potentially it's not. I didn't think Crest was a thing right now because Bahamut can clear all crests. But yeah, this is going to be a Crest Haven player, which is genuinely surprising. I can confidently say I was not expecting to see that today. We don't really have a great play here, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and do Crest Haven. Is it worth it to shared? Yeah, we've got 2 in hand, and I do want to get some face damage down, so we're going to go ahead and pop that. Go face. Shared Existence is a new card this expansion. It gives a enemy follower with the highest attack -10/-10, so it essentially removes something. Then if you enhance 6, you get 3 Wretches, which are just 4/1 guys. So decent at board clear for sure. Not crazy, but decent. Alright, so it is going to be Crest. So he is going to go ahead and attack into me there, so we are going to get some damage on him with Nailclaw. We're just going to play Nailclaw with our current board state, get the 2/2/1s to clear the 6/4, and then just push face. Rather than evolve the 3/2, we're going to go ahead and evolve the 2/1 just to get us some more relevant stats, so it's not as easy to just straight board clear, and it's not as easy to pick which character or which creature you want to attack. We did draw our Caesar a couple turns ago, which is fantastic. That is a really important turn 7 power move. He is really ramping up the crest. He's already up to 4, so he is going to clear without having to attack. We do have him down at 11 HP though, so we're not in horrible shape. Here we're just going to play Metro, I think. Clear with an Evo. We're looking for a Caesar into Erika finish. So we want to push as much damage as possible here at this point in the game. So we're going to keep shoving. We've got Seaphon up to 8, so by the time we get our big finishers out on the board, hopefully we'll start getting those activated. We have 2 in a row, which good news is if we play 1, that means the following turn we can play the other. So there's Vidalia. Like I mentioned, this is the Super Evolve beast that has started coming out. Luckily, Caesar deals with it relatively well. He does have to attack with it too, which makes the crest portion of this deck not as good, which is why I'm surprised that people are running it. So again, normally with most decks, this would be scary. Luckily, right now, we're not that afraid. We do have Caesar into Erika. That will be all of our Super Evolves, and we do not run an Olivia in the deck, though, so we're going to have to be a little bit careful if he runs an Olivia. So let's see what his response is to this, and that's really going to dictate where we're at in the game. He's already lost one of his crests, so he's only down to 3 damage on the pings, and this deck doesn't have the old amulet that kills absolutely everything, so it just is not as strong. He's going to heal for 10. He has the crest, which lets Super Evolved followers attack twice. This is by far the biggest combo with this deck, because it lets him heal like a ton of HP. Because yeah, now he's back to full 10 health. Quick and easy, not a problem for him. So that does change how we're going to have to play the back half of this game, unfortunately. He is going to be too high of HP for Erika to clear, and that makes me want to keep my Super Evos. Let's think here. How far off are we in Gildaria? Now we're going to go for it. We're Sword, we go Face. This deck's name is Face Place in my my cards, so we're just going to push for it. What this is also going to do is this is going to set up a little bit of a board in case he does go for Olivia. He won't be able to full clear. And if he doesn't play Olivia, he almost certainly can't kill my 8/8 with 3 crests. He already used his Marwyn spell, so it's going to be really hard for him to clear this without Olivia. He's going to go Congruent. Okay, that's fine. Not too worried about that. That's a little annoying, but again, not horrible. We're going to get some damage through with Seofon's Super Evo anyway, so not too concerned about that. Drop No Claw, and then I think we will go ahead and use the lesser Seofon here and grab some Evos, because that's going to put us in a pretty solid position. And then next turn we can Gildaria, Orchestrated Silence for a 2/2, and then Seofon. Because Gildaria's rally is now active, so it's going to be doing some ping damage, which again, that temple doesn't really do a lot versus my deck because we have so much just little picks of damage. So it's going to pop that with no problem. All right, Mr. Haven, how are you going to respond? You are going to deal 1 damage to everything. Twice, probably. That still doesn't clear anything on its own. Lingering Threat, there you go. Okay. It kills everything with 3 defense or less. Got it. So again, annoying, not the end of the world. So we're going to go ahead and Gildaria. We're actually going to go Flash Step instead of Orchestrated here. Flash Step. Excuse me, Flash Step. Yeah, Quick Blader. That's what I meant to say. Just because that's going to give us a little bit more face damage here. And then we will use Orchestrated and just get those 2/2s in hand, just so we can push more incidental damage next turn with our second Gildaria. Sandolphin's also active off of that, so we have a lot of ways to kill him next turn, provided he doesn't pull a surprise 11 damage. All right, Mr. Haven, what you got in your pocket? Omega Tap. I don't see this card ever, so that's interesting. Activate 2 random abilities from the following: destroy a follower, deal 2 to the enemy, recover 2 play, give this follower +4/+4, and activate its Spam Order. Okay. Yeah, that was not nearly enough for him to live. So we're just going to kill him with what's on board. Alright, well that was a pretty good example game of dealing with a deck you're not expecting. Like I said, I went into that game pretty dang confident that it was going to be just your standard Super Evo rune, and ended up being a weird hybrid model with a couple cards that I haven't seen in a long time. So, solid first game. Let's see if we can keep that streak up. Alrighty, let's get into game number 2. We're going to be up against Dragoncraft, which has been the bully of this expansion. Ramp Dragon, everyone hates Ramp Dragon, unless you play Ramp Dragon, and then you only kind of hate Ramp Dragon. It's pretty strong. It's not insane. It's definitely beatable, especially if you can manage to go under it. This deck in particular, my Sword deck, does do pretty dang well against it. That being said, it can absolutely still slap you if it manages to get up to 8 mana, or excuse me, 10 mana quick enough, and just drops a couple big heals. So hopefully we're able to go under it and kill him either before then or right around then. So start out here with our Sharp Red Operative, nothing crazy. This is not a card I've seen before, so it looks like it might actually end up being specifically like a discard dragon, which would be cool. I haven't seen very many of those yet. I would love to play the Steelclad Knight, but we're not going to be able to, so we're just going to go ahead and drop that. Do I trade here? I think I do trade, just because otherwise that 2/3 is dead, and I would much rather keep that up. So let's see what he has to respond. A little bit of ramp, so that's pretty normal. This 2/1's kind of standing on its own, so it's not going to be able to do much, and there she goes. We're going to go ahead and just play Zeta, just continue to push board state a little bit. I'm not sure if he's going to have anything crazy coming up to clear me. Generally, dragons don't have a ton of clear early outside of the 2-drop, deal 2/2. Okay, he's going to go Gilnalese. Interesting. His deck is interesting for sure. He's going to target the 2/3. He's still got 2 mana left over, so I'm very curious what he's going to... There it is. There's the 2-drop. So he runs out his entire hand for that mostly, so we're actually not too upset by that, even though we got board cleared, because we're Sword. We're just going to reboard. We're going to reestablish a pretty strong little board here in prep for turn 6, which point of turn 6 is to prep for our turn 7 Cesar, and then of course Erika on 8. So let's see what he's got in store for us. Alright, he's going to go Galmio. Not surprising. This is pretty normal. Not too upset by this. We're just going to let him do what he does. Now, normally I would love to drop Zeta here, but because of the fact that we're going to be running into a Cesar turn, we want to flood the board as much as possible. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to play some of these Steelclad Knights, and we're going to go ahead and remove his 5/1 with our Rush Knight. So now we're set up with a little bit of a board. Hopefully something lives here. We don't really care what lives, we just want something to live. He's only at 7 mana, so he's not going to be able to play Burnite, so he's not going to be able to hard clear the board. But as we've seen, Dragon's got a few different options to at least kill some things. He's just going to drop a Zoe here, probably going to run that into the 2/3 Caller a Day, if I had to guess. Yep, that's exactly what's going to happen. He's also going to Fangs, and then another Sloth, so he is going to successfully clear. He's used a ton of removal, though, so we're actually not too upset by this. Now we're going to go ahead and shove some chips into the center. We're not going all in, but we're going pretty all in here, because if one of these last 3 cards is Burnite, we're going to get immensely punished for this play that we didn't necessarily have to make. We could have gone Zeta instead, hoping that he doesn't have that hard removal. So worst case here would be Burnite. He can still get it through Lyria, so we're still hoping he doesn't pull Burnite. He does, unfortunately, which is going to hurt. Like I said, we're going to get punished pretty severely for this. We're also running low on cards, which isn't great. Definitely don't love that. Do get Bunny, which is going to be active after Zeta here, which is good. So we're just going to go ahead and play out here and go face, I think. I don't love my chances in this game, though. Like I mentioned, if Dragon has a good run out where he was just able to consistently clear my board with no problems, he's just going to run into situations like this where there's nothing you can do against him. This is going to be an 11/11. I'm just not going to be able to do anything. There's nothing in my deck that can do anything to this, which means we are just dead. Yeah, and he cleared his board, his board specifically, so that I wouldn't be able to heal. It's unfortunate. It is what it is. This card in particular, I think, is just so overtuned, but that's a personal thing. It's a sad state when dragons can do this. They ramp like crazy. They have way more stats than you. They do face damage, and if he didn't evolve this, it just would have healed him back to full. It's really hard to go up against dragon if they draw well. If they draw well, I feel like they win most of the time. But anyway, that's game number 2. This is an example of a loss. It happens, not the end of the world. Let's go ahead and move on to game number 3. Alrighty, let's get into another game here. Looks like we are going to be in probably a mirror, sword versus sword. So we're going to see how this goes. As with any mirror matchup, I hate them. I absolutely despise playing meta decks specifically for this reason. You have a lot more potential to run into these mirror matchups. That being said, I decided I wanted to play some Sword because the deck is just so strong, and I really enjoyed the variant of it last expansion. So I figured I'd give her a whirl. But we're probably going to be a little bit coin flippy in this game. It's going to depend on who draws the best, which is the same with most mirrors. So right off the bat here, he starts out with a 1-drop. We do not. He gets a pretty solid 2. Not horrible, but not the best. We're going to go ahead and Steelclad, drop that one out, and we are going to go ahead and tap here because we're going to High Strung Liaison next turn, so we're not too worried about our board state. He essentially had just a slightly better rollout than we did. He's going to use that to clear. Real annoying. We're actually going to play our own Ymetra here. Remove that, and we are going to get a little bit of face damage in. So after all that, it ends up being 18-17, so not horrible. Not horrible at all. All right, he's going to drop his 2-2 and another 1-1 and another 1-1. So he's just playing out the whole shebang here. And going face with everything. Okay. Now, I really wish I could punish this easily. I can do this, which is pretty solid. So that's what we're going to go with. We're going to play our Gildaria, which is going to summon a couple 2-2s. So we're going to be able to remove a good chunk of this board. Now, the question is, do we go face with the other two? Yeah, absolutely is the answer. He's only got 3 cards left. I'm not too worried about anything on 5 mana that he could play. So he's going to play his own Gildaria. Not surprising. And he's going to go ahead and probably trade the 2-2s into my 6-4. And then put this into one of the 2-1s. Now I'm curious to see if he will trade with his cards that can attack my face here. It looks like he will. So they're going to go for a full clear here, except for leaving just the 2-1 up. That's so interesting, considering this does 3 damage on Evo. So we're just going to instantly punish him for this. We're going to go ahead and Evo our 2-1, clear one of his guys, and then slam down Nailclaw to finish the rest of his board, as well as crack him in the teeth for 5. So now we're in a pretty good shape. We can't play Erika next turn, because we can go up to 7 with a tap. We can play Erika the following turn, which is going to do 8 face damage with a Super Evo. So let's see what he's going to go with. He's going to draw a little. He's going to use his Metro to do 3 to something of mine, probably my 5-3, which is going to pop out a 1-1. Again, we're not really all that concerned about this. At this point, we're just in pretty good shape. Let's go ahead and play our High Strung. Now, the main question here is, do we super? I think we do. We're a little bit in danger realm of getting tapped here, so we're just going to go ahead and trade in. Put a little bit of extra damage on the face. We're going to play Flash Step as well, and we're just going to keep shoving here, looking for an Erika next turn. So let's see what he can do on his Super Evo turn. He's probably going to play his big guy, the 7-drop, whose name escapes me. So maybe it wasn't a great idea to leave the 1-1s up. Yeah, there's Cesar. Yeah, I probably should have traded in the 1-1s. That's a mistake. That actually might cost us the game here. I'm not positive yet, but that's real bad. Okay, well that helps a little. He did go ahead and go face, so we get to go Seophon. So that sets up a little bit more board here. So what do we got? What are our choices here? We're going to go 3, 6, 10. We're going to go here. We're going to go ahead and tap out High Strung. Now, I hate burning the Super Evo on this, but we are going to do so. So like I mentioned at the start of the game here, main issue is we didn't draw our Cesar. If our Cesar goes down there instead of the board play we did, I think we win that game pretty handily. But because he had a 7-drop and if he has Erika here, we just die. There's just nothing we can do about it. We pushed him lower, we got in a better position, but we lose. We're at 1 HP currently to board because he's got 4 plus the 3 from Super Evo puts him at 7 damage. So if he can find a single damage, we die. He could not find a single damage. Oh, yes, he could. He gets a Super Evo. Oh, no, he didn't. He screwed up. Okay. Okay. Well, no, he couldn't do it. Never mind. So we just win then, because we just play our own Erika. who can trade the little oneers into his wards and then go face. Beautiful. All right, fantastic. So we were able to pull that out. He didn't have his storm damage, so he just didn't quite put himself in a position to actually finish me off at the end there after I made that misplay and left those 1/1s on the board. Alrighty, thanks so much for watching. Please go ahead and like and subscribe. And of course, if you have any decks you would like to see me play in the future, go ahead and leave a comment down below, and I will be more than happy to give her a shot. Thanks again. Have a great rest of your day wherever you're at.